In today's video, we are playing Mythbusters, and I am busting one of the common misconceptions or myths that I hear around the intuitive eating or food freedom space. Today's myth that we are busting is that embracing an intuitive eating and food freedom lifestyle means throwing health, wellness, and nutrition completely out the window for the sake of eating whatever we want when we want. And while it might seem that that is the case, the reality is that couldn't be further from the truth. What's up, my friends? Welcome back to my channel. I am so glad you decided to click on this video today because my goal is to help bust some of the most common myths surrounding the idea of intuitive eating and food freedom and letting go of dieting. And today we are focusing on one that I hear a lot. And it all stems from this idea that when you embrace intuitive eating, or rather when you let go of diet culture and restricting your calories all for the sake of weight loss and thus healthier living, it means that you're throwing nutrition to the wind. You're throwing caution to the wind. No more nutrition, no more regard for the nutrient density of the food that you put in your body. And come on, people, do you know me better than that? This is not at all what I'm about. I am a wellness coach, first and foremost, and what is important to me is my own and my clients' wellness, health, well-being, and yes, that includes nutrition. My friends, that includes nutrition. So let's talk about it. But first, before we dive into it, hello, my name is Brianna. I am the diva behind Diva and the Divine. And as I said, I am a wellness coach who, after 15 years of being knee deep in yo-yo dieting and diet culture, got off the dieting roller coaster and got on with her life. And now I coach other women to do the same thing. And this is what I'm talking about, y'all. This is what I'm talking about. Why do we have to believe that unless you're dieting, unless you're restricting your food in some way for the sake of weight loss and thus for your health, that's the only way you can possibly be engaged in a healthy, nutritious lifestyle? Why are those two things synonymous? Why do we have to embrace the idea of health and weight loss at the same time? Health and a number on the scale and making ourselves smaller to fit society's beauty standards. Why can't we just live a healthy lifestyle? Why can't we just want to put nutritious food in our bodies? Why does it have to be either or? I'm here to tell you today that A, it doesn't, but B, this is a myth. The idea that letting go of dieting for good means you let go of your nutritional guidelines, that you let go of nourishing your body well, is a bunch of hooey, quite frankly. I mean, I could think of some other words, but I'd like to keep my language clean on this channel. It's a bunch of crap, y'all. Why are we like this? Here's the reality. Here is the truth as it pertains to intuitive eating, food freedom, anti-diet, whatever you want to call it. Y'all, one of the principles, literally the principles in the book that is the Bible of intuitive eating, the book that explains it, one of the principles is literally to honor your body with gentle nutrition. What does gentle nutrition mean? Gentle nutrition means we're not holding ourselves to a rigid set of specific numbers and rules. Like you have to eat 140 grams of protein a day and no more than 100 carbohydrates and 50 grams of fiber and X amount of water and 17 fruits and vegetables every single day. There are no hard and fast rules. But that doesn't mean that nutrition gets thrown completely out the window, my friend. What we do instead is embrace the idea of gentle nutrition, which means we are still embracing all of the knowledge that nutritional science has to offer. It doesn't mean that nutritional science is wrong. Yes, we need protein. Yes, we need carbohydrates. We need fiber. We need healthy fats. Yes, there are things that are more nutritious and valuable to our bodies and less nutritious and less valuable to our bodies. All of these things that we know and we learn in diet culture, it doesn't make them wrong. It doesn't make them inaccurate. But our approach in the food freedom and intuitive eating space is different. I personally live by my own set of generalized nutrition guidelines. I strive to have protein at every meal most of the time. I strive to make sure that I am getting in at least 25 grams of fiber. And yeah, that means me making a mental tally of the fiber grams that I consume in a day, because I want to make sure that I am getting my body the adequate amount of fiber it needs to do its job well and properly. Yes, I make sure that I'm eating produce every single day. Yes, I make sure that I'm hydrating my body with water and not overdoing it with caffeine, and limiting the sweet treats, not from a sense of restriction, but from a sense of how does this make my body feel? There is a lot of tuning in and listening to your body. And for my friends who want to have the pushback right away of like, well, if you're just embracing, no food rules and no diet restrictions and this and that and the other thing, all you're going to do is eat burgers and fries every single day. You mean to tell me I can eat burgers and fries every single day? You mean to tell me I can have dessert for lunch every day if I want to? You mean to tell me that if I never want to have a vegetable again, I don't have to? Technically, yeah, that's true. But here's the reality. How would your body feel if you ate a double cheeseburger with bacon and all the fixins and French fries dipped in ketchup or ranch dressing every single day? And then you decided, well, because I'm allowed to have it, because I have full permission to eat whatever I want unconditionally, let's throw in a giant slice of cheesecake as my dessert every day. But also, I can have crumble cookies 3 times a week. But also, I can have sugary cereals for breakfast. But also, let me have 3 alcoholic beverages every day, because we're not tracking anymore. We're not dieting. Let's throw caution to the wind. As you were listening to me describe that way of eating, how did you feel in your body? Literally, how did your body respond to the idea of a bacon double cheeseburger and fries every day with dinner? Here's the reality. It might feel good for the first day, maybe even the second or third day. But here's the thing about food freedom, and here's the thing about listening to your body and tuning in to what your body truly wants. And there's a difference, sidebar, between what your body wants and what your mind wants. And yes, we have to find some balance, some marriage of honoring both the body and the mind when we are on a journey to food freedom. But the reality is, if you tune into your body and you're day 4 into eating a double cheeseburger with bacon and fries every day, if you listen to your body, it's not going to want it anymore. It's going to say, excuse me, please stop, and maybe give me a salad, because I need something fresh. I need something with vitamins. I need something with produce and whole foods in it. And I do not want your double cheeseburger anymore. Embracing the intuitive eating lifestyle does not mean that we eat like jerks. It doesn't. It doesn't mean that just because we have permission to eat whatever we want, whenever we want, it doesn't mean that we do. It doesn't mean that we do. And if this is surprising to you, I want to ask you why. Because some of you are automatically thinking, well, then you're on a diet. No, I'm not. I'm not on a diet. I have permission to eat what I want when I want it. But I also know that to be truly respectful to my body and embrace intuitive eating as the guidelines state, as the principles state, which is respect your body and honor your body with gentle nutrition. Am I honoring my body by eating like a jerk every single day? Not even a little bit, my friends, not even a little bit. What does it mean to honor your body? In the comment section down below, I would love to hear. Pause the video right here and write down what you think it means to honor your body on a given day. And then go ahead and hit continue and listen to me continue to talk. Don't worry, I'll wait. So for me, honoring my body does in fact mean I'm getting adequate protein. I'm getting adequate fiber. I'm not overdoing it on the things that aren't great for my body, like a lot of sugar or a lot of artificial sweeteners. I'm making sure I'm hydrating and not just living off of coffee after coffee after coffee. But I'm also allowing myself to go out to a restaurant and for the first time in my adult life, really just ordering what I want off the menu. And then eating it until I'm satisfied. Not overstuffing myself because, oh, it's okay, I'll get back on track tomorrow. Spoiler alert, when you live in this food freedom life, there is no track to get back on. every day is just every day, and you're making food choices based on the situation and how you're feeling and what you're wanting and what your nutritional needs are. And over time, you find that you strike a balance. And at the very beginning of your intuitive eating journey, this balance might feel harder to strike because you're going to end up, your brain is going to end up reacting to the months, maybe even years of restrictive diet culture-y beliefs and lifestyle that you've been living. And you might end up not feeling in control of yourself for a while. You might end up eating past fullness. You might end up making less respectful choices to your body. You might end up having that double cheeseburger a couple days in a row. And to that I say that's okay. This is a learning experience and a process. But in general, the belief that embracing intuitive eating and food freedom and giving up dieting means also giving up your health and your wellness and your nutritional guidelines is a bunch of hooey, my friend. Arguably, I have eaten more healthfully in the last 8 months. I have honored my hunger and fullness and satisfaction cues more in the last 8 months of my life since letting go of dieting and tracking and fully embracing this idea of food freedom than I have in my entire adult life. Because I was either on track or off track. I was either being good or misbehaving or doing something sinful or wrong or bad. But that's okay, I'll get back on track tomorrow. No, not anymore, my friends. Instead, every day I wake up and I go, how can I best serve my body today? And some days that means going out to a bakery and treating myself to an extra giant cookie that's probably 1,200 calories in and of itself and being okay with it and eating the whole thing. But here's the thing, I balance all of that out. Because if I'm listening to my hunger and fullness, odds are if I eat that indulgent, delicious, sinful and bad, not my terminology, thing, odds are I might end up skipping a meal. I might end up opting for just a light snack that has some protein, fiber, and produce in it instead of a whole meal. Because I'm listening to my body and my body says, okay, that was great. And you're satisfied because you have enough calories in your system, right? Calories are your fuel. So if you're giving your body too much fuel, if you listen to it, it will say, okay, I'm good. I don't need extra fuel right now. Let me use up what I have first. And then I'll ask you for more, AKA get hungry. And it's all this beautiful, wonderful balancing act dance that your body and your mind goes through to make sure you're getting what you need and enjoying what you want at the same time. So now if I'm baking in the middle of the afternoon and I quality control test what I'm baking, I might not eat dinner until 7 p.m. and dinner might be small because I'm not hungry. And the other thing that I do is if I have this glorious, let's use a Cinnabon. I have been craving Cinnabon for a long time. I have not had a Cinnabon cinnamon roll. Picture it with me, if you will. You're walking through the mall and you smell it, right? You can all smell it, right? In your brain right now, you can smell it. The Cinnabon. Since I have let go of dieting, I still have not gotten my hands on a Cinnabon. And it's not because I don't want one, and it's not because I'm restricting. If I really, really was desperate, I could drive over to the Mall of America and go get myself a Cinnabon if I was desperate. Turns out I'm not that desperate. Just because I'm allowed to have it doesn't mean I'm craving it. I just know that in the back of my mind, I'm like, you know what sounds great? A freaking Cinnabon. And you know what sounds even better? Is a Cinnabon that I can eat in its entirety or not, up to me in the moment, without feeling a stitch of guilt or shame behind it. And so you better believe that while I'm not so compelled by this Cinnabon to go actively get one, when the opportunity presents itself, the next time I walk by a Cinnabon, if that's what sounds good to me, I'm going to buy one. And I might even buy extra frosting to go on top of it because what's a Cinnabon without the frosting? And I might sit down and I might eat all of it. And that's okay. I might eat half of it or a third of it. I might make it span a week because all I want is a couple bites at a time. And that's the joy of food freedom. When I'm tracking my food, I feel compelled to eat what I track, or I feel compelled to restrict the thing that I truly want because it might be, I'm throwing out an arbitrary number, a 1,400 calorie investment. But with food freedom, I can eat as little or as much as I want in the moment. I could decide to walk by Cinnabon and go, you know what? Today's not the day that I want one, and forgo it altogether even though the opportunity is right there and I have permission to have it. And this is all part of that delicate and beautiful balancing act. Because also, the day that I eat the Cinnabon, or don't, is the day that I'm gonna come home and skip dinner because I'm not hungry, or eat a light dinner because I just need a little something fresh and nutrition filled, because while the Cinnabon is delicious and will make my soul sing, it's not the most nutritious thing to put in my body. And I know that, and that's okay. But that balancing act of nutrition and the treats, the idea that I have these feelings of control over my food choices because I can have whatever I want whenever I want it, but it doesn't mean I need it. And half the time, it doesn't mean that I want it anymore, which is mind-boggling to me, quite frankly. But the reality is, most of the time, you will find, as you decide to embrace the life of intuitive eating and being diet-free for good, you will find that most of the time, you will actually crave things that nourish your body. You will actually crave avocado toast with an egg or some smoked salmon. You will crave a delicious salad that has greens that just make your body sing. You will crave all of these things because that's what your body wants. That's what your body needs. And your job as the owner of your vessel, your job is to respect this and honor this and love this. And those of us who have experienced food freedom understand that. We know that we want to not only enjoy what we're eating, but we want to feel good when we're done. And feeling good, not just about our food choices, but literally in our bodies. What's going to feel better? 4 days on the double bacon cheeseburger? Or nourishing your body with nutrient-dense foods, whole foods, plenty of fruits and vegetables, lean meats, healthy fats, grains, fiber. Your body's gonna thrive off of the nutrition. So as we embrace an intuitive lifestyle, it doesn't mean that we let go of a healthy lifestyle, but instead, the health component comes in without tracking, without shame, without specific numbers, without the idea of good or bad foods. And instead, we live, like with most things, the 80-20-ish rule, right? Most of the time, we're making those nutritious and healthy choices because we want to, because it feels good. And yeah, because we know better. And we know that we need to make sure we're doing our body good. We're doing a service to our body instead of a disservice to our body. And 20% of the time, some days 50% of the time, some days 5% of the time, we have those treats. We have those things that we previously have deemed unworthy or bad or guilty or indulgences. And we have them with complete freedom and complete joy. And we learn how to do that dance. And we learn how to have that balance. And that's why those of us that have found true food freedom are so happy. And that's why we are able to eat what we want and stop when we are satisfied. Not when we're overstuffed, not when the plate is clean, just when we're satisfied and we had enough. You know those people that you look at and you go, how can she only eat 4 bites of this dessert? That's what I am becoming by embracing the intuitive lifestyle. That's what I'm becoming. There are days where I'm like, you know what? This 1 spoonful of frosting that I made is more than enough. And I put it away and I move on. Because that's gentle nutrition, that's listening to what my body wants, and that is unconditionally being allowed to eat what I want, even if it is a spoonful of buttercream frosting. I hope this helped debunk that myth of embracing intuitive eating means letting go of nutrition, because that couldn't be further from the truth. We as intuitive eaters and food freedom finders love nutrition and embrace nutrition and arguably eat more nutritiously and healthfully than we did when we were deep in diet culture. And you can too, my friends. Let me know in the comments below, is there another myth or belief or assumption about the intuitive eating, lifestyle, food freedom, things of that nature that you think I need to debunk? Let me know, because I would love to debunk it for you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already joined the Diva in the Divine community, I'd love to have you. Just click that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, be well, and I will see you later. Bye.